becoming a believer that you need to have other elements. You need to have the ability to have stuff that's a little bit more trustworthy than generative AI to balance the two out. Um, and to prove that point, Apple researchers published something, a new piece of research that basically proved what we all already know, and that is that LLMs kind of suck at doing reasoning. And there's definitely a bunch of folks out there that are trying to make the case that it does reasoning, but it really doesn't. And this research proved it pretty blatantly and glaringly. And so we'll see. So I'm not slamming what Ryder is doing. I think I love the direction, but I think ultimately it's going to have to get melded together for this to really take it to the next level.
Yes, when you look at these AI models and look at their chain of thought and their consistency of thought or reasoning, their form of reasoning, logic, which is really trying to figure out how to find the most common answer autocomplete for any sort of question. You find that the actual response it is hard to keep that response to be consistent over time without doing a lot of prompting and a lot of construction of that thought and continuing to augment that thought over time with additional context. You can't just ask the model to do all the work because we actually make all these little assumptions as we go through each step of a complex process, whether it be something legal or a complex manufacturing process or what have you. We make all these little assumptions that models don't necessarily understand or keep going from task to task to task. So we've got to figure that out for ourselves. And the Apple researchers basically understood that what we're looking at the end of the day is we create all these words and pictures, we transform them into specific numbered tokens, and then we look at all the relationships within those tokens, and then we try to translate back into human language. And it's amazing that we have the computational capability that actually turns into something that makes sense. But it does not necessarily mean that those numbers in the middle represent human thought and reasoning.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think it is just about aligning. And this, I think that part of the issue is, right, this hype cycle was so explosive that we just had sort of a runaway train. And, going all the way back to the articles we talked about earlier about showing value, is that
Mhm.
it's really hard to show value when you have something that you can't trust to deliver the the solution or whatever you're trying to solve for, which that's why I think we're going to end up with these hybrid solutions to create the balance, because generative AI is amazing. Like I said, I never want to be seen as a bear on generative AI. I use it every single day. Right, it is incredibly powerful for brainstorming. For me, I often have a white page problem. It's like I don't know where to start with something. It is amazing for that. It has great insights that give me a starting point. But I also never trust it to just, I'm always clicking on the links to go and check it out and to contextualize for myself. And that's great. That there's nothing wrong with that. But then, to try to make a leap to say that I can therefore have it and do some completely automated action on my behalf and me not be in the loop, that sorry. I mean, maybe I know too much to trust it to do any of that today.
Yeah.